Wukong Jinglong, now that you are ready, go and weigh up this one for your master.
Black Myth Wukong. This one has been a long wait. As one of the first major titles shown on Unreal Engine 5, it has a lot to live up to. In some ways it exceeds expectations, while in others it falls a bit short. So, is the new Journey to the West a play or a pass? Let's take a look and find out. Black Myth Wukong takes us on a journey set in the lands of the East, full of myths, monsters, and legends, taking us across snowy landscapes, dense jungles, deserts, and even the back of giant sea turtles. It's a journey of wonder that captures a mystical feel with excitement and intrigue. Enemy designs are incredible and diverse, from tiger people to spider women. But with all that beauty, it could be better. There are some issues from a visual perspective that I did not see coming. First up, some of the areas are stunning. Personally, there are two that look the best to me, and that's the snow area and the webbed hollow. The new west or snow area has the snow deform as you move through it. It's not just by you though, it's even deformed by your staff if it hits the ground. And it just gets better as you go through it. Fighting a dragon on a frozen lake, seeing a massive sea turtle whose back is covered in snow is one of those things that only video games can do. The webbed hollow is completely different than the other huge open areas of the game. It takes a more narrow approach, carefully crafting every corridor and pathway with monster encounters and loops similar to a Souls game. It is by far the best design level in the game, running through the dark, narrow passages, fighting your way through to the bosses, discovering secrets and characters' backstories, and even running from a horde of thousands and thousands of spiders. It shows what game science can do with level design, but the other areas of the game, not so much. Some of them feel like they laid out the world and then made a path after the fact, without any plan on what they were going to do. And the difference is drastic between the stages. They lack direction and polish, and it can be seen with some of the textures and world detail objects. Some rocks look like they belong on Nintendo 64. Could not believe how bad some of these textures are. If they were faraway objects that you couldn't get close to, they would be fine, but the lack of level design in these areas, like Chapter 2, shows off how bad some of the game's assets are.
Your face speaks of a different breed, and an ugly one.
The characters of Black Myth Wukong are incredible, with great hair effects and not just the giant wolf that you fight early on. The spider women in their human form have long flowing hair with their gowns that move how they should. The animation is top notch, from the monsters to the mundane like the cicada you turn into. With all that beauty though, it does come at a price in resolution and performance, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. While the game looks great, we have seen better from other titles, even on PS4. This could just be another example of Unreal Engine 5 not being ready for prime time yet, as it seems to have issues with every single game I've played on it so far.
Kneel before the Buddha of the future.
Black Myth Wukong's gameplay is its bread and butter. Whether it's combat, leveling up, or hunting for secrets and weapon materials, this is where the game shines. It's fast, fluid, and challenging. It can push you to your limits at times, but the fun nature of overcoming insurmountable obstacles just keeps you coming back. When it comes to combat, Wukong is one of the best for a deep challenge. It's a bit different than what I expected though. I thought it would be more like Devil May Cry with a deep combo system. Instead, it reminds me of The Witcher 2, with you having to prepare for bosses and using skills instead of button combos. While it does have a few combos, combat is more focused on using special abilities and swapping styles to keep enemies on their toes and increase your chance of victory. Picking and choosing the right time for these abilities are key. If the enemy is in an assault mode, you better get good at dodging and combining these moves, like Cloud Step, Stone Skin, or even shifting into a Yao Guai. These help tank damage because the bosses hit hard, wiping you out in seconds. You also need to use your medicines for damage reduction and even damage boost, because the longer the fight goes on, the chances of losing go up. It's difficult, but the challenge is worth it. Searching the world for items and materials is also important, as you will need to upgrade your gear. And while doing this, it's good to keep fighting because you can level up, unlocking more skills in the skill tree. Another reason to fight and explore the world is to gain new Yaoguai forms. Some are extremely useful in battle. One of the first you can get is the Scorcher. His attacks are quick with long reach dash attacks, which is very useful. Plus it sets the enemy on fire, dealing extra damage. Black Myth Wukong's gameplay is by far the best part of the game. With its deep challenge, fun leveling, and exploration, it holds its own against the other greats in the genre.
Master valued your talents. He kept you alive beneath the pagoda for your own good.
When it comes to sound, the music is the highlight. With classic Chinese instruments setting the stage and the feeling for the mythology that the game has. The voice acting, not as much. At least in the English version. It's great for some characters, but for others it takes me back to Capcom games like Onimusha. The story is interesting. It's a different take than other Wukong stories. If you have seen any of the movies based on Sun Wukong, you have seen where he is defeated, turned to stone, and returns later. Black Myth Wukong is similar, but it goes in a different direction. You are a monkey man known as the Destined One. It is his journey that you go on, not Wukong's. As the Destined One, you are on a quest to find the relics left behind by Sun Wukong after his defeat. This journey has you meeting old foes of Wukong who still hold grudges against him, and they are not nice about it. You even meet one of his old friends, Zhu Bajie.
Turtle, enough with the tears. The Snake General has passed on.
A little boar guy with immense power who even helps you fight in some areas of the game. He is the main voice in the game because the Destined One does not speak, and it is his dialogue that keeps the story interesting. While it's not the best story in a game, it's pretty good with some interesting characters. If the Destined One had talked and had that personality of Wukong from the films, it could have been better. But it's still enjoyable to see where things are going, and hopefully we will get a sequel or at least some story DLC. Black Myth Wukong may not hit every note perfectly, but it delivers a solid, unique experience, especially for fans of Chinese mythology, the Journey to the West, or action RPGs. The world is rich with lore, and while the visuals are sometimes inconsistent, the memorable character designs and environments more than make up for it. While the gameplay is hard, it pushes you to master it and explore its world. However, the game's performance issues, particularly on consoles, can't be overlooked. The limitations of Unreal Engine 5 show up yet again, but for those that are willing to look past these, there's a great journey waiting for you. So is Black Myth Wukong a play or a pass for you? For me, it's a play because I love the challenge. But what about you? Will you take on this challenge in this epic journey? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more reviews, and I'll see you in the next one.